As you can already understand, only the strongest predators can defeat a crocodile, and their chances of winning are not always that great. But there are several types of animals that a crocodile should never mess with. And first of all is the hippopotamus. They are spoken of as the most ferocious and dangerous animals in Africa. And this is taking into account the black mamba, the elephant, the lion, the leopard, and the crocodile itself. And all of this is because of the incredible level of aggression of this behemoth. Imagine an aggressive honey badger who returned home after a noisy party. He has a headache, a dry mouth, and, well, imagine that someone woke him up early in the morning with a bucket of cold water and started throwing nasty, smelly things and screaming. Well, you can guess how evil this imaginary honey badger would be. Well, this level of aggression is the normal state of any full-grown hippo. Combine this with its colossal strength and weight of more than 4 tons, and this makes such a beast just a real monster. So does a crocodile just have no chance against a full-grown hippopotamus? Well, judge for yourself. In addition to the huge strength and pressure, the behemoth has another trump card. He seems clumsy and slow, as if a guinea pig has eaten too much steroids, has grown up, gone bald, and gained extra weight. But in fact, hippos can move very fast. They run great and swim even better. Short but powerful, like columns, their legs easily carry their huge weight. They have a very thick fat layer, but this isn't just a load, but armor. In addition, due to the fact that the hippo's body is rounded, the jaws of the crocodile, even as powerful and long as they are, simply slip off. It's almost impossible to grab onto something. And even if the predator can dig into the hippo's body, it's unlikely to get to its internal organs or vulnerable areas. So against an adult hippopotamus, only a whole pride of lions could come out on top. But hippos are rarely alone. They unite in family groups which can number 3 or even up to 30 individuals. A real army of heavyweight aggressors. At the same time, if many other herbivorous animals of Africa migrate in search of vegetation and pastures, then hippos are strictly territorial animals. The reason for this is their love of reservoirs. In arid savannas, if you find a beautiful lake, pond, or river, then you better keep it. So that's what hippos do. They find their habitat and literally occupy it. Interestingly, among all predators, hippos hate crocodiles the most. It seems that their enmity crosses the border of the usual dislike and fear of herbivores for predators. And I wonder why. Are crocodiles attacking baby hippos, or is the reason for something else? What do you think? Answer us in the comments. In any case, the outcome of the confrontation between an adult hippopotamus and a crocodile, in the case of a one-on-one duel, the reptile has no chance. Only, they don't seem to know this, otherwise they would avoid meeting such a fierce enemy at all cost. Look at the price the reptile is paying for underestimating the hatred that this hippopotamus has for it. Perhaps the crocodile just thought that it could scare off the enemy with a menacing look of jaws. But no, the hippo just tramples the crocodile into the ground. The battle of these animals looks impressive. The reptile fights back, desperately using its entire arsenal, but the opponent is too strong and assertive. The behemoth goes into a ram attack, crushing and trampling the crocodile. In addition, this behemoth has another weapon, its mouth. You don't expect such a bite force from an herbivore that just grazes on the bottom of the lake or on its shore, but in fact, hippos often attack boats that have disturbed these giants, and the beast can literally bite off a piece of the wooden boat. crocodile scales can withstand such pressure for about a second and a half, but the hippopotamus, grabbing its enemies at about 50 times stronger than a bulldog, simply throws the crocodile right out of the water, only to hit the surface of the reservoir again. With such acceleration and force, hitting the surface of the water is like falling onto concrete from a third floor. The crocodile is in shock. There are other aggressive herbivores, but most of them are just trying to drive the predator as far away from their family as possible. But hippos seem to think of themselves as something like sheriffs who set the rules and laws on their own territory. That is, they can safely tolerate crocodiles if they're far enough away. But as soon as the reptile attacks an animal of another species, the hippopotamus, in a rage, hurries to teach that reptile an unforgettable lesson. Thus, hippos regularly save antelopes, zebras, and impalas. The most interesting thing is that they're not doing this just out of a love for philanthropy. On the contrary, hippos behave brutally towards all other animals. If an impala is lucky that a hippo saved her from a crocodile, does not mean that she is safe. If she angers the hippo with an extra sound, it will crush her with its monstrous strength of jaws as easily as the crocodile. It seems that crocodiles provoke something like a berserk mode in hippos. These giants don't care who they hit. Once a zebra or an antelope decides that it's safe, a hippopotamus will attack it, and it seems just for the sake of intimidating the crocodile. The reptile, of course, is in panic. The hippo will actually take them under its care and protect them from several crocodiles at once. Moreover, after the hippopotamus repels that first attack, the reptiles are afraid to attack again because they know what threatens them. But the saddest thing is if a crocodile gets into the jaws of a whole group of hippos. Then its chances of survival fall faster than a falcon diving for prey. Hippos perceive the crocodile simply as a toy for beating and practicing their fighting techniques. They literally throw between themselves this huge reptile weighing as much as a young bull right through the air. In the huge jaws of the hippopotamus, which can fit several watermelons, there are tusks with which the animal can easily loosen the bottom of the lake in search of roots and plants. These tusks are about the length of a pirate's saber. And as you know, hippos constantly bite the crocodile with these, so after a few minutes of being in such bloodthirsty company, the poor reptile receives critical damage. It's a scary sight. This is where you say, "Guy, you are obviously in the wrong area." Approaching this herd of angry hippos was a fatal mistake. There are several other giants in Africa who can let the crocodile know that it's not worth confronting them. For example, a rhinoceros. Its mass can also be more than 4 tons, but at the same time, the lifestyle of this giant is unique in its own way. The fact is that they rarely cross paths with a crocodile. Rhinos live far from water and approach reservoirs only for the sake of watering and occasionally to cool off on a hot day or to forge rivers during long transitions. To attack these giants when they're adults and in good shape, the crocodiles are usually just afraid. And even if they still attack the baby, rhinos are excellent parents. Here is a rare recording of a confrontation between an adult crocodile and a rhinoceros. His skin is like a knight's armor, and the crocodile is in shock. He clearly did not fully consider out of the water whom he was dealing. Rhino's eyesight is very poor, so probably a green crocodile sitting in the background foliage is a strange-smelling spot for him. But this is enough for the irritable monster to attack the reptile and drive it into the water in about half a second. Rhinos can easily trample crocodiles. In addition, these animals usually use only one method of fighting, which works almost flawlessly. They strike sharp blows from the bottom up with a very large horn. With a bit of luck, a rhinoceros can hook the crocodile, after which the reptile will go on a short and very painful flight. The desire to escape from such an enemy is very logical. Most likely, the crocodile's attack on the elephant is a tragic mistake. Tragic, of course, for the reptile. Now, you'll agree it's easy enough to predict the outcome of this duel between a crocodile and a 5-ton huge elephant, which is the largest and strongest land creature on modern Earth. Most likely, the crocodile takes the tip of the elephant's trunk for some small animal, grabs it during watering, and realizes too late that this is only a small part of a much larger animal. The elephant's reaction is quite easy to predict. Of course, these animals are famous for their intelligence and relative calm disposition, especially in comparison with hippos and irritable rhinos who attack everything that frightens them and often get scared because they can't see well. Therefore, if the crocodile is just close to the elephants, they will calmly react to the situation. But grabbing the trunk with its jaws, especially if the target is a baby, this is a very bad idea. An elephant in a rage can simply lift the crocodile out of the water with that same trunk and throw it back with such a force that the reptile will have a concussion. And honestly, this is for the best. Additionally, the crocodile has almost no chance to survive after a frontal attack by an elephant. Even if the elephant does not grab it with its trunk, doesn't crush it, and doesn't ram it, it will trample it. As you know, if an elephant steps on you, it's like a huge boulder falling on you. The impressive fury of the elephant, who is ready to find the crocodile under the water and go around the whole pond for this, also makes an impression. Interestingly, elephants show the most violent aggression if their babies are under threat. These animals, in addition to their intelligence and strength, are also distinguished by their touching devotion to their family. Probably if tyrannosaurs suddenly appeared in Africa, elephants would attack them at the first attempt if they tried to go after their babies. And with a crocodile, about the same thing is going to happen as with an empty soda can if you step on it. The elephant can simply trample the crocodile and then finish it off with a massive blow to the head. The reptile's skin remains intact, but after all of that, it's difficult to find at least a few whole bones in the body. Which epic battle in which the crocodile unexpectedly lost to its enemy struck you as the most amazing? Reply in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see even more incredible episodes from the world of wildlife.